When people think about power, they usually picture presidents, parliaments, or billionaires sitting at the top of gleaming skyscrapers. But the real weight of the modern world isn't carried by the faces we see on television. It's carried by a network of unseen architects, individuals, and institutions operating far beyond public awareness. Here on Beyond the Coin TV, we explore the systems that shape the world beneath the surface. And when it comes to money, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. The global economy looks like a marketplace driven by supply and demand. But behind that comforting story lies a deeper truth. Money does not flow freely. It is guided, directed, managed, sometimes nudged, sometimes controlled. There are institutions with the authority to create money from nothing, committees that determine the cost of borrowing, quiet groups that meet behind closed doors to adjust the very foundation of your financial life. And while these decisions sound technical, interest rates, liquidity injections, monetary easing, they ripple into everything. Rent, groceries, salaries, the value of your savings, the future you think you're building. What if the biggest moves in your life were shaped long before you made them? What if the money you earn, spend, and save is influenced by forces you will never see? This isn't conspiracy. It's structure. And once you understand the structure, a new picture emerges, one in which invisible hands quietly steer the fate of nations. Most people believe money is simple. A dollar is a dollar. You work, you earn, you save. But beneath that everyday familiarity lies one of the most misunderstood inventions in human history. Money is not a store of value. It is not wealth. It is a contract, a promise, a system built on trust and belief. And because it is a system, those who design it wield extraordinary influence. Central banks can expand or contract the money supply at will. Private institutions can create credit that behaves like money. Financial markets operate in layers most people never see, each layer holding more power than the one above it. Behind the scenes, liquidity isn't just a technical term, it's oxygen. Whoever controls it controls who breathes easily and who struggles. If money feels stable to you, it is because someone is stabilizing it. If it feels unstable, someone loosened the ropes. This is the hidden architecture of trust, and it shapes everything. We are taught that markets are free. Prices rise and fall based on competition. People spend based on preference. Companies grow based on merit. But look closer. Free markets don't exist. They are managed, directed, and sometimes quietly engineered. Interest rates act as the heartbeat of the entire economic system, and the group that controls those rates effectively controls the tempo of the world. Markets breathe in stimulus, breathe out tightening, and every decision ripples straight into your daily life. A grocery bill isn't just food prices, it is interest rate policy. A mortgage isn't just home ownership, it is the cost of money itself. Once you see the strings, you can't unsee them. Imagine being able to create money with a keystroke. Not earn it, not save it, create it. This is the power central banks hold. Not in secret, but also not in a way most people understand. When governments need to fund wars, rescue banks, stimulate economies, or stabilize markets, they turn to institutions that can generate new money instantly. These actions reshape everything from global trade to the value of your savings. The expansion of money is invisible to most people. They only feel it months later in prices, rent, salaries that don't stretch far enough. Money creation is not just an economic tool, it is a political force. People imagine power as loud, dramatic, visible. But the most influential decisions in finance happen quietly. A meeting, a memo, a slight adjustment in policy language. Yet these subtle moves can lift nations or break them. A 0.5% interest change can shift trillions of dollars. A liquidity announcement can erase or create entire fortunes. Most people blame themselves for struggling. But the truth is, No individual household can outrun macro policy. When the tide shifts, everyone shifts with it. The hidden hands do not need to shout. Their whispers are enough. Every powerful institution has advisors, committees, external influences. But beyond those visible structures, there is an even deeper network. Private banks influence central banks. Investors influence governments. Rating agencies influence nations. Corporations influence legislation. Money doesn't move randomly. It follows channels built by power. And the people who shape those channels rarely appear in public. This is the invisible web, a network of decisions, incentives, and interests that guide the global flow of value. Throughout history, money has been used not only as a tool, but as a weapon. Sanctions, interest rate shocks, currency devaluations, capital controls, each one can influence or destabilize entire nations. Economies can be steered without firing a single bullet. A currency crisis can topple a government faster than any army. The hands behind these moves are not always visible, but their impact is unmistakable. Control the currency, and you control the country. Control the money flows, and you shape the world. Once you see the invisible architecture of money, the world never looks the same. You realize that markets don't move on their own. Currencies don't rise and fall randomly. Your financial life is tied to decisions made far above your awareness, sometimes far above your country. But understanding the system gives you power. It allows you to navigate, predict, adapt, and most importantly, it frees you from the illusion that you are powerless. The hidden hands may guide the system, but knowledge guides you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for